Good morning, Sacramento! We're here on a project. We're not doing anything crazy. All we did was take out all the old planting, planter here, added new planting, added boulders, added some lighting. We left the grass. We took out the ugly bender board and installed metal edging. So all we're doing is a yard refresh, bringing it from zero to hero, matching the aesthetic and the landscape to the beautiful home right behind me. Okay, pop off then. Okay. What was the first thing I said? Homeowner originally had was the bender board, a big no-no in my industry to not install. Look at it, it's already fallen over, not doing its job, not working, and it's absolutely ugly. Let's go look at what we installed. Oh shit. What we installed is this black metal edging, making a perfect 90 degree as I'm getting sprayed by the irrigation. What we installed is this metal edging. The pros to this is number one, it can make crisp, clean lines, 90 degree angles, not a problem. Thing number two, it's durable as all get out. Hit it with the mower, gonna be fine. It's not gonna bend on you. It's not gonna fall over. It's not gonna warp from the sun. Three, it's steel. It's gonna be there until you don't want it to be there. And four, it is way better looking and more aesthetically pleasing than the bender board, because bender board absolutely sucks. To make sure that the front entrance and walkway to your home is welcoming and open. Beforehand, there was a planter box raised up about 2.5 foot here. There's one right here as well, filled with bottle brush Joe that was going absolutely crazy. The root system was popping the caps off, popping the stone veneer off, and the footing was getting destructed. So what we did was took those out, added this beautiful olive here, non-fruiting, beautiful olive, non-fruiting, making the walkway to the house way more inviting, and it gives me options. I can move and groove. I'm not being herded like a cattle because I have options and I feel way more comfortable walking into the home. I'm gonna move your stuff. For all those people in landscaping or that are thinking about getting into landscaping or that are just starting in landscaping, here's going to be your irrigation valve setup, right? It's always very critical. As much as the client might want plants here, as much as you want to put plants here and you're like, oh, it's going to make it look beautiful, beautiful walkway, don't do it, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines running here throughout the front yard, throughout the backyard, right? So there's going to be irrigation lines running in this entire thing. And if we put plants in there, number one, you're probably going to hit a line. Number two, the roots are probably going to grow around them, maybe cut them off, maybe break them up. And those are problems you don't want. So as much as it might not look good in matching this side of the walkway, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt your pocketbook by telling yourself or the client that, yeah, oh, we can put plants here, knowing that that's not a good idea because you don't want to interfere with any irrigation pipes. Another tip for you is dig your boulders in. I already said this about our Eldorado Hills project where we were working on a downhill slope. Dig the boulders in so they don't go toppling down the hill. But this runs true even when we're in a flat area. Dig the boulders in, it makes them look like they're part of the natural landscape, and it also stops them from moving over, being all wonky and teetery-tottery. Dig them in, do it right, have it look better. That's another landscape pro tip from Studeville Landscaping. You got a little hand tamp it in, boot stomp it in. You know, do-si-do, come on, baby, let's go, boo scooting. Cadillac, flapjack, baby, hop-a-hee. Earlier this week, we had another concrete pour at our job in Fair Oaks, so let's drive over there, check on it. Let's see how this beautiful stamped and colored concrete turned out. It's Liddy FX Luminaire. I know we don't shout you out enough, but you guys are reliable as all get out. Beautiful lights. It's all I put in. I'm not looking for a sponsor. I'm just looking for some recognition, okay? You guys do a good job. We do a good job. We all look good. This here is a clean site transport machine, and I don't feel like driving today. So we'll see you all at Fair Oaks. Ready? All right, so here we are in Fair Oaks. It also doubles as my storage facility for some of my tools. So we're here in Fair Oaks, checking on the concrete. There's a big tree in the backyard, blowing leaves everywhere. So we want to make sure we blow it off that new concrete. So let's go get that done. Let's go see how the concrete looks. So I always get down and dirty, but when I have to, you got to get dirty. Alright, I know a lot of you out there are like, oh my gosh, Eric, your leaf blowing skills are amazing. Well, that's what you get when you grow up with an OCD dad who cares about how his lawn looks. Leaves are falling from the tree. They're constantly coming down. I can't do much about it because that's Mother Nature at work. But we want to keep the leaves off the concrete for 2 reasons, right? This pour is like 3 to 4 days old. We want the sun to hit it. We want it to cure out. We want it to do its job. If we have a thick layer of leaves on here, sun comes down, reflects off the leaves, doesn't hit the concrete, doesn't warm it up, doesn't accelerate the curing process. We don't want that. And thing number 2 is the leaves, they have pollen on them. They have dirt on them. They have dust on them. And if you let that hit and they start to disintegrate and degrade down, they will leave little stain marks. But don't worry, little Johnny. Worst case scenario, power wash or hit it with a concrete degreaser. You're gonna be just fine. Don't freak out. But keep the leaves off the concrete. Multiple reasons why, and that's why we're here, blowing our life away. Oh yeah, baby. Been blowing since '95. Last time we were here, all there was forms, base rock, and rebar. We were ready for concrete, but the universe said otherwise. Started raining, came through with like 2 inches of rain. We had to let it dry out for 3 to 4 days. Then we came back with the concrete, got it installed. 2 things we did on the day of pour. Number 1, we add some accelerant to the concrete. It's December, it's a little cold. We want to make sure that if we start the pour at 7 a.m., we're not here till 5 or 6 o'clock. So add some accelerant, know what you're doing, calculate your yardage. If you don't, talk to your concrete guys so that they're not here all day and the concrete does its job and cures out right. Number 2, we had the rebar laid out 3 to 4 days before we pour the concrete. It's sitting out in the cold weather. It's getting cold. It's like burr, 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 burr. I'm cold. It's getting frost on it. What you don't want to do, the accelerant adds a little bit of heat to the concrete, right? And if you pull cold rebar up into the concrete, you're going to get cracking. So day of the pour, show up with a blowtorch and a tank of propane, hit all the rebar so it gets nice and warm. Not hot, not red hot. We don't want that. You just want the frost to get off it. It get a little cozied up by the fire. And then you're ready to pour. 2 pro tips brought to you by Studeville Landscaping. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned to watch our videos for all the tips, vibes, and along for the ride. You know, back in my NASCAR days, I'd be a dirty guy on this. I'd be like, ready? Slap it in there. Ready to go. Put it back on. Let me make sure I don't smush my new phone. This is what Fred Flintstone drove. The rock and the just turn it around. Alright, But going back to it, this is what Fred Flintstone would have wanted back in the day. I gotta hit my reverse.
Yeah.
I ass is not helping this situation anyways. Alright, ready? What is it, Fred?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Watching Studeville Landscaping on SNF Files.